What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy, Movie Bro. Welcome back to the Movie Bro channel, your number one place for fun film reviews with food ratings. Anyway, it is late. I gotta be one of the last people here at the AMC because we just did a double feature. That's right. Had to catch up on the films for you guys. I want to try to do 3 a week. As you know, the AMC A-List Pass does that. No free marketing, but that is the easiest way to see a bunch of films these days. And yeah, so the double feature tonight, we did first A Working Man by with Jason Statham starring. This film, I saw it in the Dolby, which anything you can see in the Dolby, I recommend, especially if you got the A-list. Now, as far as, rating these films, I want to kind of do with both of these films. Shout out to, one of my favorite reviewers. I saw him do a double review for both of these films, so I want to do the same. Dan Merle, obviously go check him out. I'll put his channel link in the description below as well. But basically, these two films, some of the bigger releases so far of the year. Both got some pretty good actors, Jason Statham. And I can't really name the other ones in A Working Man, but there are some big ones. Or there were some good performances at least. There was the dude from Ant-Man, Michael Pena was in it. You had some guest starring from David Harbour. You had some really interesting characters in A Working Man. But with both of these films, anyway, I want to review them. I'm like, should you see them with the A-list? And should you see them if you're just a regular moviegoer? Got to spend the $20 or $15. But anyway, it sucks for a little side tangent. It sucks for the small cinemas because that's, should support those. I do think so, but the AMC A-list is the way to go if you want to see all those movies. Just the cheapest, easiest. So anyway, to the movies. Starting with A Working Man, Statham, delivers a really good action film as he's known for. The pacing of the film was pretty good. I was tired. I'd had a long day before, so, but it kept me engaged. I was a little bit worried about that going in. I was tired, but I wanted to get these film reviews up, what I'm saying. But, the things that I liked about this film, the action, obviously, lots of explosions and stuff, but I also like Jason Statham, just kind of the demeanor that he brings off as a character. It keeps you enthralled, and the script gives him a lot to do as far as being like a dude that you can get down with. He seems like a dude you want to have a beer with. He's definitely a badass in more ways than one, just like action. It gives him some stuff to do, makes him seem like a smart guy. Also gives him, an actual plot with his character, so it develops. And by the end, I was pretty satisfied with the ending, but it did leave one thing maybe unsatisfied, is all I'm going to say. Anyway, with Working Man, I'm going to go ahead and give it like a 7 out of 10. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and give it... I'm going to go ahead and give it 7, because for what it is, it's good. What I would recommend, if you don't have the AMC A-list, I can't recommend it. You just go see every action film. The Den of Thieves, I would say, I would give that a 9 out of 10. That was like my favorite action film this year, and to be honest, I think I can say now it's on Netflix. There's not that much action even in it, but it's it's a heist film. But I think that outdid Working Man for me. It's funny, they have the Accountant poster, Accountant 2. They had the Den of Thieves poster up there for like months after it was, and then they had Working Man there, and then that came out, and as soon as they only had that Working Man there for like a second. Anyway, Working Man, go ahead and give it 7 out of 10. I'm also going to say snack for this movie, for Working Man. I think, you want to get yourself, something nice, kind of carby. No spoiler, but, if you get yourself like a bagel, you get yourself a sandwich. I had a sandwich before. That was fire. Anything like that, go ahead. Cop yourself something like a sandwich, something with bread involved. Bagel would be good too. Anyway, 7 out of 10, and we're gonna go a bagel. Then for getting on to the next review, Death of a Unicorn. This film, had this really interesting ensemble cast. Some really fun trailers for it. I didn't see any trailers for Working Man, but I saw Death of a Unicorn plenty, trailer-wise. So I decided I was gonna see that after Working Man, and I'd say this film lived up to the expectations. It was wacky, it was fun, had a nice mix of genres. Jenna Ortega gives a really nice performance. I think I haven't seen the Netflix series everybody loves, the one where she's, like some goth girl. But she gives a good performance. She's a nice little relatable teen character, I would say. They give her a little bit of a side plot, not like I wouldn't say her. I say they could have given her just a little bit more backstory and stuff. But then Paul Rudd's character is kind of her dad, and that's that's really, I think, like, he does a good job. After Ant-Man Quantumania, it's been tough for him. But he is a good actor, and he carries the movie kind of as the experienced vet on the roster. You've also got, I forget what her name is, but the girl from The Boys that's like, the older woman that like runs the company, Vought, that like, is like the mommy milk for Homelander. She's in this. And then Christopher Walken is in this. And my favorite, one of my favorite actors in Hollywood right now is Will Poulter. He does this kind of character in here, this rich character, and this is a fun film. Like, I think this does an ensemble cast well. Knives Out is a film that like gets an ensemble cast together, gets bright colors, and has slow dialogue. Me and my family could not make it through that film, but this film was, I really enjoyed. Like, they made it funny enough. It was constantly filled with jokes, but there was also this serious tone of oh shit going on. I think it captured suspense pretty well. I could see, I could see, why they went ahead and made this movie. The whole unicorn concept is pretty weird and wacky, but I think they actually execute it really well. To be honest, the downsides for this film is that, downsides are honestly a little nitpicky tonight because I like both of these films, but, the main downside is that it's super trippy and weird at times, and you got to be down for that. If you're down for the trippy and weird stuff, then you're gonna be down with, Death of a Unicorn. But if you're not, in the mood for, if you want something more grounded and stuff, it's probably not gonna be really up your alley. I'm gonna go ahead and give Death of a Unicorn an 8 out of 10, and for a snack recommendation, I'd say candy. This is vibrant and colorful. I did some chocolate, as well as I had these like mango chili bites, so those were pretty good. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and give it, an 8 out of 10. I don't want to give too many 8 out of 10s, and I already did that once. But anyways, it's been your boy Movie Bra. I'll see you guys in the next one next week. I'm not sure what movies we got on the docket. It's gonna be good.